by the record. I tell you what, they are impressive when they went up to Washington, played Washington there, against Colorado at Colorado, and against Stanford last week, and losing 3 really tight games right there at the end. Offensively, we've known Manny Wilkins for a long time. Have always had a lot of respect for his athletic ability as well as his arm talent. He reminds you of a lot of the guy we just played in Huntley. His ability to escape and create is impressive. They're also using him in the quarterback-driven run game, which they're doing a nice job with. So it's going to be very, very important to get the quarterback down this week, something that we need to improve on off of last week. Hopefully we can do what we did last week and get the quarterback off his spot. That's one of the areas, if you let Manny have a lot of time, he can dice you, and he does a really nice job. I've been impressed with the back, Benjamin. I think he's an extremely physical back in between the tackles, does a great job of making the first man miss, does a great job with some of his spin moves. And then they got a big wide out in N'Keal Harry, that's one of the best in the country. Reminds you a lot of LaVisca from Colorado, that physical type receiver that in one-on-one matchups just outfights you for the ball. He's a grown man. Defensively, they're a pressure bunch. They're a bunch that wants to bring 5 guys each and every time, ton of zone pressures, trying to disguise coverages, and have been doing a really nice job with it, holding teams to 21 points a game. Have been really impressed with Jalen Harvey, who is a kid that we knew as a wideout a couple of years ago, and now as playing defense for him and doing a really nice job at safety, as well as the freshman, Merlin Robertson, I think, is doing a nice job, kind of as their rush-in linebacker hybrid type. He's kind of all over, coming from different gaps, and the movement has created a lot of penetration. 19 sacks on the year, 58 tackles for loss. So they're doing a good job of being aggressive, rushing 5, and trying to fool you with the different pressures. So be a good challenge for our offense. Injury-wise, let me go through that. Injury-wise, Elijah Griffin was limited today. We're continuing to try to get off with the shoulder. Jonathan Lockett did some work today trying to recover from a hip. We held Cam Smith again to continue trying to get that hamstring going. JT Daniels is still going through concussion protocol. Obviously, Matt Fink was held today due to rib fracture. Sid Ware got work today. He got his shoulder dinged on the second play. It's sore, but he was able to get work today. And then Jacob Daniel, we held out with knee injury. And then Janae Harris, we were allowing some family time after the loss of his father. With that, I'll take any questions that you have.
What is your hope for JT's availability this week?
Really, it's going to be up to the doctors. It's a day-by-day thing. I get the report every morning after there is a specific protocol that they go through, just like EA went through last week. And every person is different. There's a series of procedures that they have to do, and once he's cleared, he's cleared. So, like I said on Sunday, I've always believed that you have to plan assume nothing, plan for everything. And thank goodness we've got a really good quarterback in Jack Sears that's ready to go. And so we're prepping him, preparing him just like he does every week. It was funny, we were talking over there. I said, man, we always talk about prepare like being a starter, and you look up and here's your opportunity. You're either going to go in there or you could be one snap away from being there. So all of a sudden his role has changed, and thank goodness he's invested the time in the last 7 weeks to be able to do it.
And JT continue to pass every catch that he's taking?
He's not practicing, so he still has tests that out there, so he's not cleared concussion protocol yet.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, did he pass the ones that he already took? Did they pass?
You take one each day. One each day, and he's passed the ones each day. But there's each day you have to fulfill an obligation. So hopefully we'll see where it's at tomorrow or the next day or whenever it's cleared.
How many days is the total? Do they do a protocol?
Every person is different, Dan. I've seen some guys, you're precautionary and it's 2 to 3 days. I've seen guys be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but until each and every one of those. It's the beauty of football right now. Maybe 25 years ago this didn't happen, but today I'm just thankful that we have skilled doctors that are there and they take you through it. So there's no guessing game in the whole thing. And for us, it's always about the health of the football player. I'd rather lose a game than ever hurt a kid. We'll prepare like Jack's the starter, and if JT's able to come back and be ready, we'll have it ready for him.
If JT clears the concussion protocol, is it automatic that he would start, or?
Yeah, as you've seen today, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're in week 8. We're running the plays that our kids are accustomed to, especially with Jack. Preparing as a starter right now, and JT knows every one of those plays. If he was cleared tomorrow or Thursday, obviously, he would go in. If he's not ready, then Jack's going to go in, Holton to be ready, and Brandon Purdue will be ready.
What do you recall from your conversation with Jack back in August when you kind of made the depth chart?
Yeah, I told him, I said, buddy, I know you're disappointed. I expect you to be disappointed because I know what type of competitor you are, but I want you to be a great teammate, and I want you to prepare to be the starter each and every week, because I've been doing it a long time, and I've been down to the 4th quarterback before and having to win games. So it's something that comes with the game, is that you may lose a quarterback and the next guy's up, and last game we just happened to lose 2 in one game, and so it's something that the next guy has to be ready. And Jack's put the investment in. There's no question in my mind he'll do the job if called upon.
With Jack's intangibles, how do you integrate those skill sets without it impacting the integrity of what you've been doing with JT Daniels up until now?
Yeah, one of the things that I think Jack brings to the table is great athleticism, and he's very similar to Matt. The fact that he can create, he can do some quarterback-driven runs, which is nice. And it's things that we've done since training camp. We're not going to reinvent the wheel here. Not for a guy that could be making his first start, or a quarterback that is coming off concussion protocol and may have a day or two to practice. So we're going to stay simple, try to play fast with our kids, so there's no hesitation, no confusion, and do things that they know. I think, as I said last week, I just thought we were poor in our one-on-one matchups. I thought the assignment part was a lot better. I really expected coming off the field, to watch the tape and see, man, maybe we had some assignment busts, but that wasn't the case. It was, they won more than one-on-one matchups at the end of the day. They were good, big, physical, and played well. They played better than us that night, and I expect our kids to play better this game.
So how do you get that better?
How do we get that better? Like I said the other night, it's about fundamentals and technique. Sometimes, anytime you lose a one-on-one matchup, something went wrong. Maybe it's pad level, maybe it's hand placement, maybe it's first step, maybe it's the angle you took, maybe it's hat placement. So, like I said Sunday night, you try to be overcritical of attention to detail in each and every matchup, and that's what we did on Monday. Yesterday, we spent less time on the practice field and really was overcritical of the tape and really attention to detail to the tape. And